A very happy afternoon, everybody. Lovely audience. Generally, okay, I'll try to be bilingual. My English is easy. Is it okay? Is it okay? Yes? See, usually energy and feelings that we convey do not have a language. You agree with me? Yes? Sometimes we watch movies where we don't understand language and still we understand what is going on. Yes or no? And this is what is going to happen for the next few minutes that we'll be talking and interacting with each other. Is it fine? Okay. Now, my introduction was something else, but let me clarify what exactly I've come here for to interact with you. Okay. Usually, even I haven't attended most of the sessions from yesterday here, but I'm sure Ninna Ram Jaldurgam garu session, body language by session istunappudu, even then I heard a few members when they responded, what do you want from life anagane? What do you want from life anagane? Vache first general question is, what is the first general question that we answer, that you answer? General ga, any speaker, any professional speaker who comes here and he asks you, what do you want from life? What is your general question? Life nunchi meer enti expect chestunaru anagane general ga manam cheppe word, somebody said yes, success, ante kada? Yeah. Yesterday I was talking to another audience and the same question when was asked to most of the audience, they said, sir, we want success, please tell us how do we get success? And if as a speaker I have to name that audience, when everybody says we want success, I feel like calling them a success warrior. A success warrior. This reminds me of Bruce Lee, who said, a success warrior is an average man with a laser-like focus. He says, a success warrior is an average man with a laser-like focus. When I'm saying that, I'm talking about Bruce Lee. And a person like Bruce Lee says that any average person can become successful with only one tool, and that is a laser-like focus. Now, every night before I retire to bed, my daughter comes to me. I have a 9-year-old daughter. Now, every night before I retire to bed, my daughter comes to me and says, Daddy, story. Daddy, story. Believe me, 9 years. And how many stories shall I create? And every night she comes to me, if I dare to repeat a story, she would say, Daddy, you told me this story. This is the second time you are trying to tell me this story. Now imagine my problem. How many stories shall I cook? And how many stories shall I create? But the point is, we human beings so much love stories. Can you tell me why do we love stories? Can you tell me why do we love stories? Endukandi stories ante we create so many stories every day. Avuna kada? Can you tell me why exactly we love stories? Interest? And what else? Morals, values, meaning, wonderful. I'll tell you something. Storytelling was the first form of teaching. Storytelling was the first form of teaching. And if somebody asked me today, sir, in this educational institution, in all these educational institutions today, what is that one change you would like to make? I would say that please teach storytelling. Please make them good at storytelling. మీకు తెలుసా మేము కార్పొరేట్ ట్రైనింగ్ సెషన్స్ చేస్తూ ఉంటాం. కార్పొరేట్ ట్రైనింగ్ సెషన్స్ లో ఒక కొత్త ట్రైనింగ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్ స్టార్ట్ అయింది. ఏంటో తెలుసా? స్టోరీ టెల్లింగ్. Storytelling. And the workshop's name is corporate storytelling. The point is, if I tell you that please do this and you will be successful, you will not listen to it. If I tell you a story and then tell you that this person did like this, absolutely you will do it. Yes or no? That's the magnificence of storytelling. We all grew up listening to stories. And today, I am going to share with you some amazing stories, but all are real life stories. Some amazing stories, but all are real life stories. Before I take you into my real life stories, I would like to ask you one question. Generally, when everybody comes here, every speaker who comes here, when they say, please give a big round of applause and antu untam kada, ippudu give a big round of applause anagane andaru claps kodutu untaru. Can you tell me, what's the purpose of claps? Encouragement. For whom? For the speaker. Wonderful. And what else could be the reason? Honor. Appreciation. This is the most common word that I've heard from most of the audiences. When I ask you this question, what's the purpose of clapping? They say, applause is for appreciation. Let me tell you today very honestly, appreciation, you think we come here for appreciation? You think the speakers and trainers who come here for appreciation, don't they appreciate themselves? Don't they have the capacity to believe in themselves? They do have. Let me tell you very honestly, when somebody asks you for a big round of applause, that is not for appreciation, that's for a celebration that we are learners, we are here today only for the sake of learning, we have the capacity of learning, and we are living this life as human beings, and we are celebrating our life. It's not just for appreciation, it's the celebration of life. When you change the meaning, లైఫ్లో చేసే ప్రతి యాక్టివిటీకి మన మనసులో ఒక మీనింగ్ ఇచ్చుకుంటాం. సంబడి సెడ్ మీనింగ్ హియర్. ఐ షుడ్ టెల్ యూ, లైఫ్లో చేసే ప్రతి యాక్టివిటీకి మన మనసులో ఒక స్పెషల్ మీనింగ్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటాం. అదేవిధంగా ఒక క్లాపింగ్కి మీనింగ్ మారేసరికి ఎంత దాని యాక్టివిటీ యొక్క మీనింగే మారిపోతుంది. అప్రిషియేషన్ అంటే ఫర్ సంబడి ఎల్స్. వెన్ ఐ సే సెలబ్రేషన్, ఇట్స్ ఫర్ ఎవ్రీబడి. In the month of April this year, I was in Mumbai. In the month of April this year, I was in Mumbai giving a training program, on a commercial training project, and with another renowned trainer from Mumbai. And here's what he said to me one evening. After a long training project, we were enjoying our evening, and he said, Ranjan garu, it's very easy to do what we are doing here in Mumbai. It's very easy to do what we are doing here at Mumbai when you know what exactly you want to do and you have the right contacts. He says, it's very easy to do what we are doing here at Mumbai when you know what you intend to do and when you have the right contacts. That's all you need for success in Mumbai. What surprises me is the magnitude of difference that Sri Gampa Nageshwarao Garu is making in the state of Andhra Pradesh. This is a corporate trainer speaking from Mumbai. Wow, what a magical journey it must have been. What a magical transformation it must have been. What a great learning experience it must have been for thousands and thousands and thousands of learners and hundreds of speakers and trainers. The very reason you are here today, I should tell you, the very reason you are here today, you have proved yourself different from the thousands of people who did not have the courage to be here today or weren't simply lucky. To be here, you need courage in your heart, because change is not for the cowards. To be here, you need to have courage in your heart, because change is not for the conformists. To be here, you need to have courage in your heart, because change is not for the weak-minded. It's only, it's only the people with guts that say, yes, I can change. Yes, I'm willing to change. They say, yes, I take charge. I'm going to do something about it, and I'm going to change my life. And remember, change has no language. I'm talking to you English. I'm talking to you in English. Most of you, if you don't understand English as well, I promise you by the end of this session, you will certainly understand what I'm trying to convey. Yes or no? Long ago, very long ago, in the city of Varanasi, there lived a saint. Long ago in the city of Varanasi, there lived a saint. And this saint was considered a wise man. And people would go to him seeking suggestions and advice. One day, one young person who had spent much, invested much of his energies, but got little results, he went to the Swamiji and said, "Tell me, O Swamiji, what's the best way to get the best results for what all I do? What's the best way to get the best results for what all I do?" And Swamiji answered, "Dear son, anything that can be bought or sold, anything that can be bought or sold has no value unless it contains something that can never be bought or sold." I'm sure this is worth listening twice. Anything that can be bought or sold has no value unless it contains something that can never be bought or sold. So look for the priceless ingredient. Cost veru, value verandi. Cost veru, value veru. Cost is actually what the money you are spending to buy the product. Value is what value you give to the usefulness of the product. And the priceless ingredient that I am going to share with you today is how to build a laser-focused mind. How to build a laser-focused mind. Now, before I take you into the 6 steps of building a laser-focused mind, I would like to share something with you. In the chilly winter of 1997, I'm sure you all were still not here. In the chilly winter of 1997, suddenly I felt an intense desire to renounce my family. I felt an intense desire to leave my family and become a monk. You understand monk? M-O-N-K. Sannyasi. I said, enough of this material world. I said, I became intensely desired on starting my spiritual life. And I sought permission from my parents. I said, I don't feel like living this life as a householder. So let me start my life as a monk. And with very difficulty, my parents gave me permission. And the very next day, I found myself at Sri Ramakrishna Mutt, Hyderabad. I was fascinated by Swami Vivekananda's teachings. And I went there, and very shortly after a while, I was initiated into my spiritual life by the 13th world president of Sri Ramakrishna Order, Swami Ranganathananda. He initiated me into the spiritual life, and I started my life as a brahmachari. I started my life as a brahmachari along with the monks in the Sri Ramakrishna Order. It was extremely awesome, because I was doing what I was loving to do, and I said I wanted to renounce this world. I am experiencing my life, experiencing the spiritual bliss that I have devoted my life for. Sometimes I would sit reading books for hours. Sometimes I would sit meditating for hours. Sometimes in the rain, sometimes in the sun. And one foggy morning, I was called by the then president of Hyderabad Ramakrishna Math, Swami Paramarthananda, and the vice president, Swami Srikantananda. They both called me, and they said, Mr. Ranjan, we are extremely happy. We are extremely happy that we see such a young person. We see such a young person so much intensely desiring to lead a spiritual life. But somehow deep down we feel that you aren't ready for a monk's life. He said, it's good, you are so young, but still you are desiring to live a spiritual life. It's amazing. But somehow we feel that you aren't ready yet for a monk's life. Now what they were going to tell me was going to hit me like a thunderbolt. They said, we would want you to go back, join your family, spend time with your family, and experience the spiritual bliss in the material life. This was not what I was prepared to listen to. This was not what I was prepared to hear. And I returned home, joined my family, joined back my friends. The very next day morning, there was one question which stood up and stared straight in my eyes. It said, what's that one thing if you learn? What's that one thing if you learn? You can experience life till the last drop of life evaporates. He said, what's that one thing if you learn? You can experience life till the last drop of life evaporates. What's the most significant question that your mind asks you? What's the most significant question that your life is asking you to answer? This is something really, really magnificent. You know, we Indians are very lucky in one thing. This was the most, the previous dance which we were seeing. A vakka song, it brings goosebumps. The performance was awesome. It was really good. Give a big round of applause to all those who were here. I could feel as long as they were giving that performance, everybody feels that devotion to our country. Yes or no? That's patriotism. That's patriotism that boils down in our heart. And we Indians can be really, really proud of one thing. That is, years ago, our all gurus and saints, they uncovered most of the secrets for us, which later the scientists are still working to prove them right. Years ago, with no telescopes, with no microscopes, with no technological devices, they uncovered most of the secrets which our scientists are trying to uncover or discover or prove them right. And one such secret I found hidden in the inspirational story between Dronacharya and Arjuna. when Dronacharya called Arjuna, asked him to focus on a bird and said, Arjuna, you have to focus on the eye of the bird, and asked him, Arjuna, what do you see when you see the bird? Arjuna very calmly replied, only the eye. Now this was one of the greatest secrets which was handed down to humanity in the story of Mahabharata, which unfortunately got lost in the twists and the turns of the story of Mahabharata. The secret was that it's possible to build a laser-focused mind. It's possible to build any skill if you have a laser-focused mind. It's possible to live a concentrated life when you build a laser-focused mind. It's possibility. It's a story of possibility which really awakened Indians. It's not Indian story. It's a story which the whole world will remember forever. But there was a secret within it. Now, when I'm going to talk about how to build a laser-focused mind, I should tell you that there are 6 steps which I believe are key. There are 6 steps which I believe are key to building a laser-focused mind, without which whatever change you want to make in this world, whatever change you want to see in your life is highly impossible. And before I take you into these 6 steps, I would like to tell you that there are 2 sides to it. There are 2 sides to it, like the 2 sides of your coin in your pocket. The head side and the tail side. The head side of the story has to do something about your attitude. The tail side of the process has something to do about the technique side. The head side of the process has something to do about your attitudinal side, and the tail side of the story has to do something with the technique. But let me remind you once again, techniques keep on changing. Techniques keep on changing. You don't read your books the way you used to read it in your 10th class or in your 5th standard. You don't have the libraries that we used to have. You don't have the similar technologies that probably we never had the technologies which you have. And techniques keep on changing with the coming recent sophistications. But the only one thing that never changes is the head side, the attitudinal side. The most significant part which can help you remain laser focused for your whole life is actually the head side, the attitudinal side. And the first thing which anybody needs to create a laser focused mind is create a bigger purpose in life. Why do I say bigger purpose? I could have told you big purpose. I could have told you big purpose. I say bigger purpose in life. The reason I tell you is, 2 years ago, here's a story which is a real incident which happened just 2 years ago. 2 years ago, Infosys was conducting an interview in Visakhapatnam. And before the interview, a group of trainers had been invited to conduct mock interviews for these students. And all the placement selected students were invited to come and attend these mock interviews. Tell me, what is the purpose of mock interviews? What could be the purpose of mock interviews? Yes. To prepare to the camera person. Actually, I am a very mobile person, so you might not have. Move right? Because I do have a problem. I can't stand still. Agree with me? Yeah. To prepare them for the real interviews. Exactly right. And English lo very cheating word, very treacherous word, very fraudulent word entante practice. English lo unna most dangerous word, treacherous and cheating word, fraudulent word, practice. My boys and girls, let me tell you, in life there is no practice. You do it or you don't do it. There is no practice. The very word practice is so treacherous that when you say practice, you are not serious. Yes or no? When you say, I am going to do it, that's when you are serious about it. And we were conducting this mock drill, mock interviews. Now, here was a boy, young boy, a well-built boy. He came there and he sat in front of the mock interviewers. And he said, yes, good morning, sir. My name is this. He said, well, fine. Please grab a chair for yourself. And he had his seat. And the interviewers noticed that he had his beard still not shaved. Understanding? He had his beard. He had come unshaved to the mock interview 2 days before the Infosys interview. Now, this was actually displaying his seriousness about the interview. And the interviews had actually told this mock interview is going to be as serious as the Infosys interview. And this boy was asked this question that, did you know that today you have to come to this mock interview? He said, yes. Acha. Do you know that you are still sporting a beard? He said, yes. Okay. Then why did not you shave it? He said, why didn't you come shaved? He said, sir, actually, listen to his answer. Actually, I am from Vizag. And Vizag was hit by Hudud cyclone. Now listen to his answer. Sir, actually I am from Vizag, and Vizag was hit by Hudud cyclone. Due to Hudud cyclone, there are no barber shops, and that is why I could not get shaved. Brilliant answer, kada? The answer is brilliant. I am not saying it is going good or bad. The answer was brilliant, but the interviewer was more brilliant. And he said, okay, fine. And he said, okay, what is the cost of a razor? Use and throw razor. He said, 10 rupees, sir. Okay. Do you have 10 rupees in your pocket? He said, yes, sir. Then you could have purchased that 10 rupee razor. You could have gone home. You could have shaved yesterday. And you could have come here fresh today. He said, yes, sir. Then why did not you do it? And you know another brilliant answer. He was prepared for the answer. And he said, sir, due to the trainings that college is giving, we are reaching by 7 o'clock at home. And after 7 o'clock, there is no electricity because of hudud. And it is absolutely dark, so I am unable to shave. Brilliant answer again, but brilliant interviewer once again. The interviewers never going to admit defeat. And he said, okay, do you have a candle at your home? The question, do you have a candle at your home? Yes, sir. And you could have lit a candle and you could have got shaved. He said, yes, sir. Then why did not you get shaved? Sir, after 7 o'clock, my mummy does not allow me to get shaved. After 7 o'clock, it is dark, so you should not shave. That's what my mom says. Tell me, my boys and girls, where are these brilliant answers leading to? Do you think this is a purposeful life that we are leading? Now tell me one question, very general question I'll ask you. Did that boy have a purpose in life? Tell me one thing. Did that boy have a purpose in life? Absolutely yes. I'll tell you, saying no is very easy. I'll tell you, he had a purpose of life, and that purpose was wasting his youthful energy in the name of this country. He had a purpose, but the purpose was not a worthy purpose. You know, shall I tell you? Man is a goal-chasing mechanism. Man is a goal. When I'm saying man, I'm not being gender biased. I'm telling you, human beings. Man is a goal-chasing mechanism. Whether you like it or not, whether you believe it or not, whether you trust it or not, you still create your own purpose in life. The question is whether it is a worthy purpose or not. You know, you should have a purpose. You should have a bigger mission in life. A 9-year-old boy A 9-year-old boy, a young 9-year-old boy, when he was starting from his own and home and going to school, he saw some kids along with their parents in the agricultural farm. A 9-year-old child. You better know what were we doing at 9 years. We were playing, we would go to movies, we would love to watch televisions, we love watching our programs in the cartoon channels. I know what my daughter does. And welcome to Mr. Sai. Thank you so much. And this is exactly what we do when we were 9 years old. And this is what we see the kids doing around when they are 9 years old. And this young boy, while going to school, he saw some kids in the street not going to school. And he asked his mother, Mama, I go to school every day. Why don't these kids go to school every day? He said, I go to school every day. Why don't these kids go to school every day? And the mama said, Beta, I can afford your education. I can afford your fees. Their mama or their daddy cannot afford the school. They come from poor families. They don't have money enough. And that's why they don't go to school. Well, this 9-year-old boy thought, my goodness, I have to do something about them. If I am going to school, I need to do something about them. And you know what he did at age 9? At age 9, he started an outdoor school. This is one among us. He is an Indian. At age 9, he started an outdoor school. He would go to school because he had to teach somebody. He would never dare to miss school one day also, because if he did not go to school, he will not have stuff to teach others. నేను స్కూల్కి ఆ రోజు వెళ్ళకపోతే ఈవినింగ్ నా స్టూడెంట్స్కి ఏం చెప్తాను నేను? 9 years బాయ్ ఆలోచించే ఆలోచన అది. And he started this school. Remember what he says about his mission. He says, education for all is the purpose of my life. Education for all is the mission of my life. Education for all is the meaning of my life. And this boy is still a student. This boy is still a student. He is studying his PG and he has been ranked as the world's youngest headmaster, Babar Ali. Babar Ali is doing something what each one of us can do. Is this a story? Yes. Is this a real story? Yes. Is this an Indian story? Yes. And each Indian should actually, who are feeling patriotic with the song, should really understand what Babar Ali is doing in a real life. And once you have create your own mission in life, create a purpose of life, and then you see the magic of all the diffused energies getting aligned with the purpose of your life. And now once you have created a bigger purpose of life, what's next? What's the second step? The second step is get consumed by your dream. It's not that easy. Having a dream and getting consumed by your dream are two different things. When I go to colleges, when I go to students, and when I ask them, do you have a goal? Most people say yes. Do you have a written goal? Half of them say yes. And when I ask them, do you have a written goal? 1/4 of them say yes. When I ask them, can you show it to me? Probably 10 raise their hands. Imagine a volcano. Imagine a volcano erupting from inside. Imagine a volcano erupting from within and swallowing and consuming your whole self. You don't have a dream. You don't have a dream anymore. You don't exist anymore. It is only your dream that exists. A 11-year-old boy. A 11-year-old boy. This is really a great day. Most of the examples are of boys and boys and boys. Give a big round of applause. You don't clap for boys? A 11-year-old boy, 11-year young boy, stood in front of a statue of a person and said, "How did this man die?" And somebody told him, "This man passed away at a height of 26,000 feet in an Indian military expedition while going onto the top of the Mount Everest. And he passed away." And this young 11-year-old boy said, "I am going to go to the top of the Mount Everest one day." 11-year-old boy declaring to the world, "I am going to go to the top of the Mount Everest one day." And remember, as he grew, his desire to go onto the top of the Mount Everest also grew intense day by day. He said, "Any barrier in this world cannot be as big as my dream to achieve my dream, as my desire to achieve my dream." And you know what happened? He conquered not just one Mount Everest, he set a world record conquering 7 top peaks in the world. Malli Mastan Babu. Our own Malli Mastan Babu. Somebody asked him one day, "Mastan Babu, why do you always travel alone?" They said, "Mastan Babu, why do you always go alone? Why do you always travel alone?" And you know the answer Mastan Babu said? "Because nobody can match my speed." What a magnificent confidence. He said, "Because nobody can match my pace. That's why I go alone." Remember, the secret of this confidence was never a technique. The secret of this confidence was never a technique. It was actually his attitude, because he got consumed by his dream. There was no Mastan Babu. Unfortunately and sadly, we lost Mastan Babu in the same dream. He passed away. But he gave us a message that yes, it's possible if you choose to do it. How many times have you thought to yourself, lack of money is a big barrier in life? How many times have you said to yourself, lack of good college, lack of good books, lack of money is actually a barrier in your life? Tell me, imagine this young boy who was actually born in a poor fisherman family with no books, no clothes. Mastan Babu was the first child in the entire family to go to school. Mastan Babu, after he decided to go onto the top of the Mount Everest, also did not have money to pay to the coach. And he said, "I don't have money to pay to my coach, so I am not going to hire a coach. I am going to become my own coach." The Ekalavya was born. The question is, are you ready to get consumed by your dream? The third thing, after you have created a bigger purpose in life, you have got consumed by your dream. The third thing is, build a powerful inner vision. Build a powerful inner vision. This is not the same which I'm talking about, the size of the dream. This is not the same which I'm talking about getting consumed by your dream. This is something different. Build a powerful inner vision. A young child, just born baby, a just born baby was diagnosed of a serious problem. And the doctors brought the baby to the mama and said, "We are extremely sorry. This child is good, but the child has lost its vision. Child is healthy, but the child has lost its eyes. The child has lost its vision." And everybody said, "Oh, oh, poor baby, this is a blind child. But the blind child was not a common child. The blind child said, I might have lost my vision, but I am going to open my inner vision. And the child grew up and it decided to go. It decided to go to the school one day. The child went to the school every day, but every day the child would go to school. One teacher or the other teacher, one student or the other student, one person or the other person would say, you are blind. They say, you are blind, and that's why you cannot study science or technology. We cannot help you develop passion for science and technology. And this person, every time somebody would remind him that you are blind, he would say that my inner vision is so bright, I can prove you all wrong. He applied for IIT. Remember, he applied, listen to it, pay attention. He applied for IIT, but he did not get an opportunity to study at IIT. He created another opportunity to study at Stanford University. Karthik Soni is still a student at Stanford University. It took a person with no eyes, to open the eyes of the educational system of this country. And you know what he says when he talks about his dream? He says, my dream is to make a difference. He says, my dream is to make a difference, not only for people with disabilities, but difference in general for everybody. He says, my dream is to make a difference for not only for people with disabilities, for a difference in general. What a great inner powerful vision. The question is, what's your vision? The question is, how bright it is. The question is, do you trust your vision? And that was, about building a powerful inner vision. Now you have created a bigger purpose in life. You have learned how to get consumed by your dream. You have built a powerful inner vision. And the next step which can help you build a laser-focused mind is master the fundamentals. Master the fundamentals. How many of you love cricket? Superb. I see wonderful hands from here also. Now, I know. Cricket is almost a religion in our country. Almost everybody likes cricket in our country. India probably is the country with the biggest number of cricket fans. For a second, imagine your favorite cricket player, be it Sachin or Dhoni or Yuvraj, who says, I am not a quitter, I am a fighter. Anybody. What could be the reason for such a brilliant game that they play? Sachin, let us talk about Sachin, the god of cricket for most of the cricket lovers. And what could be the reason? What could be the secret of this person for such a magnificence in his game, such a brilliant game that he plays? What could be the reason? Anybody? In one point, can you tell me what could be the secret of his such a brilliant game? Yes, I saw a hand over there. Loudly. Hard work? That was somebody's answer. What is your answer? Loudly. You can pass on the answer. I'll catch it here. Wonderful. This guy says boost. By the way, I was talking about his game. I was not talking about his physical energy. And you know how much he earns to sell that boost? You know how much he gets in crores? That's what he earns. And if it is Sachin, not you or me. Right? And what could be the secret of this person for magnificence in his energy? Confidence. Confidence. Well, we have a very common answer to all questions na, confidence. అంతే కదా, ఎవరు ఏది అడిగినా మనం ముందు చెప్పేస్తాం, తీసుకోండి అని చెప్పి, కాన్ఫిడెన్స్. యా, వ్యక్తి. అచ్చా, యు ఆర్ టెలింగ్ అ టెక్నిక్. దిస్ ఇస్ సచిన్స్ టెక్నిక్. అచ్చా, he says, what's your name? Srikanth has gone a little more deeper. Give a big round of applause for Srikanth. Srikanth says he is actually sharing with me or with all of us a technique that Sachin says is something responsible for his expertise. I should tell you, everybody, what is the question? Is that one technique, does that one technique make Sachin who he is today? అంతేనా? ఆ ఒక్క టెక్నిక్ వల్ల సచిన్ ఈరోజు వరల్డ్లో ఆ స్థాయిలో ఉన్నాడా? యా, అండ్ ది రీజన్ ఈస్ దాట్, ది క్వశ్చన్ is it his passion? Is it the number of hours that he spends on the ground practicing? No. The secret is actually his confidence in what? Not in the game. His confidence in his practice in actually perfecting the fundamentals. Sachin, sometimes their own other players say that even after all the players have left, still Sachin is there in the net, still playing with the ball, still playing with the ball. He says that's what makes Sachin who he is today. It is not the complex moves that make you great. Remember, it is not the complex moves that make you great. It is perfecting the fundamentals that make you an expert. There are only two questions you need to answer, and they are, what is that one subject I would like to master? What is that one skill I would like to develop? What is that one talent I would like to build? And the second point, what are the fundamentals? One who has expertise, one who spends hours perfecting the fundamentals, is one who becomes the master. And where do I get the fundamentals? The most easy question and most question always asked is, sir, where do I get the fundamentals? These last 2 points which I am going to share with you will give you the most easiest things available in our humanity. And the fifth one is, observe the masters. One master is equal to 100 textbooks. Let me tell you, one master is equal to 100 textbooks. Who's the master that you want to become like? Who's your role model? Who's the person you would like? You want to become a world-class cricketer? You want to become a world-class musician? You want to become a world-class dancer? You want to become a world-class singer? Who is actually the world-class person that you would like to emulate and become like? Find him, read about him, explore about him, chase him, become an eagle-like focused person on your master. And that's when you will understand the secret dynamics of mastery. That's why we say, I heard long back from a Swami from Rishikesh, he said, in India, 100 gurus can never make one disciple, but one disciple can make 100 gurus. There is a great reality in this. In India, he said, Swami Sivananda Saraswati from Rishikesh, he said, in India, 100 gurus cannot make one disciple, but one disciple can make 100 gurus. That's the power of being a learner. That's the power of being a listener. That's the power of being a student. And the last one is really, really the most easiest thing which we don't do. Learn when to defocus. Sir, until now we were talking about how to focus. Suddenly the last point says how to defocus. I should tell you, this last one. How many of you love bike riding? Excellent. Bike in the sense it could be scooty or scooty pep or anything. Or even your bicycle. Yeah, great. Everyone who owns a bike, I'm sure every 1 month or every 2 months, what do? We send the bike to the garage. We send the bike to the mechanic. We send the, we drive a car, we send the car to its doctor. What is the reason, do you think? Why do we take it for maintenance? Any reason? Why do we send our bicycles to mechanics or the maintenance, to the showrooms? What could be the reason? What could be the reason? Yeah, what? Maintenance. Why do you think maintenance is required? Why do you think maintenance is required? The point is we need, any engine, any machine needs proper maintenance to ensure a long run success. Last slide. Well, I'm sure before sir comes here, I would like to remind you that there are points that you might miss when you're engaged with the speaker. So have your notepads ready and you will get some brilliant points which you can take note of. So this is my... Right, thank you so much.